Over a year ago, I had a vivid dream in which I played an ethereal Nintendo 64-inspired game as a gray, anthropomorphic creature. She was exploring different parts of a castle and had to do platforming to progress. When I woke up, I was disappointed I couldn't play anymore. During the start of the Steam summer sale, I visited the interactive recommender and saw Pseudoregalia. It looked interesting and had good reviews, so I bought it. Once I entered a significant area, I realized I had found a game just like the dream I had a year earlier. It was a strange coincidence, but one I'm glad had happened. The game is half 3D platformer, half Metroidvania. At the start of the game, the controls are straightforward, and as you unlock abilities, they become much more advanced. By the end of the game, the kind of tricks needed to pull off are very demanding. It's a 3D platformer for those who find the typical 3D Mario game way too easy. Controlling the main character feels excellent, and I never felt like it was the game's fault for any of my deaths. The Metroidvania part of the game is introduced in the game's open map, featuring several distinct sections of a castle. While exploring the castle, you will often be stuck and either need to do insanely complex maneuvers or find the right ability to progress. The game is flexible, especially in terms of the order you receive the primary keys, and I appreciated the raw satisfaction of going out of order to accomplish different tasks if I could take on the challenge. Combat is where this game falters. You only have one attack, and it feels like a lot of time passes when you get hit. You lose your weapon and have to retrieve it. The mechanic was cool at first, but by the time I was fighting the umpteenth annoying main enemy, I hadn't had enough. The only fight in the game I enjoyed was the last one, and that was mainly because it avoided old video game cliches and featured excellent music. The map isn't great either. It's nice that the developers added it after hearing fan feedback, but since so many rooms look similar to each other and the map doesn't give a pinpoint of your exact location, it's very easy to get lost. There's also no fast travel, so there's lots of trekking across the whole map just to go back to an old area with a new move. If you want to go for 100% completion, you'll have a much harder time since there's no in-game tracker for total remaining regular keys or costumes. There aren't many great guides for this game either, so there's a lot you'll have to figure out on your own. The music is fantastic. The tracks are full of atmosphere and sound like something straight out of a real Nintendo 64 game. Some of them loop a little quicker than I prefer, but overall it's a strong soundtrack and is as good as the platforming. Despite my issues with the game, Pseudoregalia is now one of my favorite 3D platformers ever. I wouldn't recommend it to newcomers to the genre, as the platforming can become quite challenging. Still, if you find 3D Mario games too easy or want a nostalgia trip for the unique atmosphere that only retro 3D video games had, especially the 3D Zelda games, you'd enjoy this game.